Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Hasselt. We're all really proud to receive you here. A throbbing heap of creative people. We're excited about that. I hope you are as well. It's a pretty impressive crowd seen from here. So the speakers there, I can tell you, it will be a bit nerve-wracking later on. But maybe I'll share a little bit of the history in Hasselt so you'll understand why, as a city, we are so excited that creative events take place here. The locals already know it, but Hasselt is known as the city of taste. And why is that? It's because the population of Hasselt, we like to eat and drink. We like good art and fashion, and in general, we like to live well. But it's also a reference to the history of the city, because the whole history of Hasselt is linked to a drink called Genever. And it's a history of creative entrepreneurship. Because in the 17th century, Genever was produced by a few distilleries here in Hasselt. It was not a particularly good drink. It was high in alcohol and generally very low in quality, but it did its job. It got people drunk on weekends and after work. But it didn't get really good, or it didn't get many quality until the Dutch, in the beginning of the 17th century, prohibited the use of grains to make alcohol from. They thought the whole alcoholism thing went too far, and they wanted to limit grains to the production of food. So they installed a prohibition. And that was a great thing for Hasselt, because we were just outside Holland. So our distilleries could produce lots of Genever, and they did, and they had more distilleries, and that was the seed that planted the whole economy of Hasselt. The quality of the drink was still not so good until about 70 years afterwards. The Dutch invaded Hasselt, and they stayed here for a few years. Now you should know that the Dutch also have a long tradition of making Genever. And they taught the Hasselt distilleries to use different herbs and different recipes to make their Genever better. The distilleries in Hasselt stole their recipes and improved upon them, and made a really a product which was good, which had quality, which is known still today as the Hasselt Genever. But from the distilleries, by then there were about 40 in Hasselt, which was a small town, so it was the basis of the economy. The different distilleries, they had to buy their bottles. I don't know if you know Genever, but it comes in ceramic bottles. And they had to buy them elsewhere, and they were really expensive. So someone thought of making a ceramics factory in Hasselt. All the different brands of Genever wanted their own style. So the ceramics factory worked together with different designers and artists to make the bottles. And those bottles are still around in the museum today. Another example of creativity, and also of working with different kinds of artists or different kinds of sectors. From the waste of the Genever production, they discovered that they could feed animals. So there's a trade of oxes, of feeding oxes and breeding oxes was born in Hasselt. And when the oxes were slaughtered for meat, they discovered that with the bones of the oxes, you could make adhesives and glue. So a really big glue factory was started in Hasselt, which employed hundreds of people. So as you can see, the whole history and economic history of the city is intertwined with a creative story, inspired by a little bit of alcohol, which I'm sure some of you can relate to, and some luck. And that's why, as a town, we really appreciate creativity. We know what it's done for us in the past, and we appreciate what it can do for us in the future. Creativity is not born behind a desk. We know that it's born on days like these, where different people come together, share their ideas, and get inspired. And it's also born in places like these, because I'd like to tell you a little bit about the location. We're here in the Musical Droom. This is normally a music temple, a rock and roll temple, where concerts are given, but people can follow music education, and it's generally a space where people can experiment with music. We're in a zone which we call the Quartier Canal, and it used to be an old industrial zone in the town, but has now reformed itself into a creative zone. There's Musical Droom here. There's also Kai 16, where a bunch of creative businesses meet. There's the Silo, where there's cultural initiatives and businesses that meet. And we see this as a creative hotspot in the city. So yes, I hope you'll understand that as a city, we're really happy to have you here. And I guess we better get started. The idea of TEDxeutropolis is to make borders fade with our ideas. And that's what we're here for to do. So I hope you'll all be inspired. And I'll welcome you today to this event. Thanks.